making a promise is, Mark, I think you're saying it's kind of daunting because you're held to it. But every business makes a promise,
Yeah.
right? And I think evaluating the promise that you make to your customer is a really good way of understanding whether you have differentiated value or whether yours is a pricing based offer because it's a generic. And if you're not going to do the discipline of using this very simple framework,
Mm-hmm.
which we actually think builds on a marketer's 4Ps, but in a way
100%.
that a
Mm-hmm.
marketer, you don't need to read 77 books to understand what that means. And a
Mm-hmm.
15-year-old understands what a customer promise is.
Mm-hmm.
A CFO understands what a customer promise is. But this wraps around that. To cut a really long story short, at every stage that we looked at, and with almost every control that we could think of, customer promises were much more effective in terms of pretty chunky marketing metrics like consideration,
Mm-hmm.
preference, market share increase than non-customer promise campaigns. We saw that in B2C, and we saw almost double that. You're almost 3 times more likely to increase market share in a B2B campaign that has a customer promise at the heart of it compared to 1.5 times for B2C. But we also did see that when we controlled for things like budget or duration or number of channels, at the lower level where you don't have a big budget, you're not across many channels, you're not in market for
Mm-hmm.
long, sort of you know, the least likely to be successful campaigns were nonetheless much more successful, nearly twice as successful when they had a customer promise. So I think marketing is expensive, a customer promise is for free. If you do nothing else with the marketing money that you are spending already, frame it around a promise that the customer understands, and your marketing results will be better.